What's up, everybody? Adam here, BlackTop, SmackTalk. The boys are back. Man, it's great to be back. Great to be here with my brothers. It's been a long time. As you guys always know, we do a pod, take a couple months off. It's just, man, life gets in the way. There's a lot going on in life, but we're back, strong, ready to go, better than ever, or at least three of the four of us are better than ever. The guy who's not here, he's good. But yeah, man, just my guys, we're back. We got Sando in the house. We got Charlie Hustle in the house, and live from. Can I reveal your location, or you just somewhere out there? I think he's out here. He's out in North Carolina.
Yep.
Coach Bruce Jackson.
What's up?
Fellas, how we doing?
Good. We're good over here.
Man, before we get into it, the Seattle sports world's kind of been popping. We got the Mariners.
Woohoo!
Historic run. It was 20 years. I was a high school senior.
21 years.
That's crazy.
Was it 21? My fault.
Yeah.
I was a high school senior when they last made the playoffs. Swept the Blue Jays. No, I'm sorry. They took the Blue Jays in 3. And
they
two.
swept them.
Yeah.
2-0. It was a best of 3.
That's right. They did. Okay, so my fault. They did sweep them. That game 2 was one of the craziest games I had ever seen. I'm not even a baseball guy. That shit was wild. Lost 3 tough games to the Astros. And so it's something
The Astros are going to the World Series.
Yeah.
Astros might sweep their way to a World Series.
Astros are tough, man, and they're a good team, but Mariners were right there with them, and I feel like every game we had game 1, and then game 3 was 18 innings. UW football 6-2 right now, just won their first road game in a year, so they're bowl eligible, and hopefully can continue to build. The Seattle Seahawks are at 500 right now, 3-3.
First place.
A surprising 500.
Yeah, much to the dismay of some of our fellow members here. But we won't get into that. We'll save that for another day, but all is well.
Gino.
The Kraken just started. How are the Kraken doing?
Not the best.
Not the best.
Already? Didn't they just start like 2 days ago?
No, they've already got like 6 games.
Oh, they
7
played that
games.
many?
Yeah, they start on the road. I've already worked like 3 home games.
I didn't know they already were that far into the season.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, well, season's young.
I saw they beat Colorado, and then they had the
Let's glide.
Let's glide.
Yeah.
Oh, you sent that to us, didn't you?
Yeah. Kraken country. Let's glide.
That's hella funny. But yeah, long season ahead, so hopefully they can continue to build.
Adam, it's too bad you were not enough into the season for you to mention UW Hoops.
UW Hoops has not arrived yet. We will.
They're usually unmentionable.
Unmentionables. A later pod, we'll cover them.
We'll definitely be talking about
Adam's
UW.
guy, Nate Roberts, did get drafted to the G League.
Shout out to Garfield's own Terrell Brown. Got drafted to the G League. I believe with Atlanta's affiliate. I forgot what.
To follow the long lineage of Husky G League ballers.
And then Nate Roberts got drafted to the Lakers affiliate. So congratulations to them.
He's the next Upshaw.
Oh, that's right. He went to the Lakers.
Flame out.
Didn't he?
Yeah.
All right, but fellas, NBA season started. It's been pretty entertaining the last few days. Almost the last week. So, there's been some interesting, I guess you can call them you call them upsets, some dominant wins. So I just want to start off. I just want to get first impressions from you guys. So we'll start off, Mr. Jackson. What are some, what is a couple takeaways you have from the early season thus far?
I guess maybe. Well, I mean, it's the beginning of the year, so I can't even say teams that I'm thinking that we're gonna be bad winning games. I have a I have a buddy that's a diehard Spurs fan. He's already mad they won like 2 games in a row, and off to a start, obviously with the Jazz as well, winning games, so being undefeated. But I mean, it's only been 2 to 3 games for most teams. So I guess in the West, just interesting, right? Some of the it's just a little more of a mix, right? In the West, off the gates, where I think the contenders who are the contenders, have already established quickly in the Eastern Conference, as you alluded to, my Celtics being, 3-0. So.
All right. Sano.
Yeah, mine's kind of similar to Bruce. I was gonna say the teams that are supposedly tanking they're some of the teams that are playing the hardest right now. We talked about, you mentioned the Spurs, Utah. They might not have the most talent, but they got some hard workers on those teams. So I don't know if they're going to be. We'll see how it gets further into the season, but I don't think they're going to be easy wins. No matter what time of the season they're being played. Yeah, it looks like at this point the contenders are probably coming out. Most of the contenders are probably coming out of the East, but we'll see if we got some surprises on the way too.
Charlie.
I got my Spurs hat on. Go Spurs, go! But we want them to lose. But I honestly, the records, it's kind of whatever. Just been looking at the players. First takeaway is Paulo's official.
Yeah,
he's breaking records as a teenager, putting up 20s, and just as a rookie with 3 straight 20s. He's everything we thought he could have been when we saw him as a freshman at O'Day. But yeah, he's and then obviously a couple other rookies are really killing it too. But those are the first takeaways I saw.
Too bad those are all losses, unfortunately, for Paulo.
Do you really care?
Were they expected?
No.
You go to the number one. You go to your number one pick. You go to the worst team in the league. So
yeah.
Only a hater would bring up that kind of shit. But it's just like,
it's not a hater. I'm just saying.
It's just
saying.
Just kind of weird. That's what you bring up.
They could get number one pick again. They get Victor and Paolo in the same front court.
Oh man, title time.
Man, that kind of chimes in, or that kind of relates to Sano talking about earlier. Orlando's. I've watched all 3 of those games. They play hard. They're in all of those games. It's that youth, and they played some really good teams. Detroit they're trying to be a playoff team. Atlanta looked really good against them, and then Boston is just a title contender. So they played hard. They were in it. They just could not, get over that hump. Paulo's been looking special, worthy of the number 1 pick. But I think what stands out a lot is the draft class. You got Benedict Mathurin has been looking really good as well.
Jaden Ivey.
Jaden Ivey's been looking good.
Keegan Murray.
He had 1 game, but
Keegan Murray looked. He was hooping against my Clippers.
He's ready to go.
Yeah.
He's ready to go.
So the draft class, Shaedon Sharp from Portland has looked pretty good.
Yeah.
Man, so there's, and then even like Utah has like Walker Kessler, who's played like big minutes. He's a shot blocking machine. He's had some good runs.
How's the number 3 pick been looking? Has he not been doing much?
Smith?
Yeah.
From Houston?
Shoot. I haven't really seen much of him.
Yeah, I haven't seen much of him either. I think he had a good game, maybe his first game. I don't know if he's done much since.
Because we know that obviously the number 2 pick ain't playing.
Yeah, well, he got hurt up here.
Well,
he's averaging like 13-5 or 13-6. So it's not.
That's solid.
That's not bad. That's not bad. But it hasn't like. I'm just thinking about the guys who just really like stood out. You know what I'm saying? But 13-6. For NBA, it's not bad.
Well, was it a win or a loss? Because that's really important.
Right. They're 0-3 also.
They're 0-3 also.
They're 0-3. They're 0-3 also.
It wasn't a knock on him. You would just love those. It would be great to be like, damn, we're getting dubs. And I'm sure he's a competitive person. It's like, hey, I'm sure if you asked him a question, he'd be like, great, I'm glad I got the stats, but we didn't get the win, right? So.
Well, we're Paulo fans. I don't give a damn about the Magic. Not since Penny.
Something I wanted to ask you guys about is a contending team that's I heard all preseason that they were going to contend. They were going to be there at the end. They got the best duo in the league with Embiid and Harden. I'm not sure how much you guys have watched the Sixers, but man, just early thoughts. 0-3, they just lost to San Antonio last night, which is a game you think like, all right, with all that talent, it's like there's no guaranteed victories, but that's a win like they probably should have had.
You got to get that one.
Got to, especially those matter in April.
I mean, who's guarding Embiid? Bruce's favorite player, Zach Collins. I mean,
Pirtle.
You got to get busy there. Yeah, I know Pirtle. I just wanted to give Bruce and a Zach Collins reference. So yeah, you got to get busy on that.
So early impressions.
And actually, Joel did kill that game, but then Harden didn't play that well.
No.
And I bring this up because you guys had kind of were going back and forth about it the other day. Is Harden's play versus Embiid
style of play.
It's style of play.
Harden's style of play versus how he's looking and everything versus how Embiid's looking. So yeah, just give me your thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of repeat myself, I guess, from the group chat, but Harden, to me, he's one of the most frustrating players because he's so good at everything. Right? He can get a triple-double whenever he wants. Rebounding guard, good passing guard, obviously a great scorer, one of the best ever. But he needs the ball in his hand so much, and it's so much ISO that it takes away from guys like, I mean, maybe not Embiid, because Embiid is also a ball-dominant guy. He's going to get the ball in the post. He's going to shoot. He's going to do what he does. It takes away from guys like Harris, from Maxey, from the other guys that you need to contribute for them to be a real contender, in my opinion, a real contending type team. And so Harden's not on the Rockets anymore, where it was just Harden, CP3 kind of going back and forth. For the Sixers, I feel like he needs to involve the other guys as much as he could. I don't know if that's what he was trying to do last year when he supposedly had that down season. This year he seems like he's kind of back to the old Harden, where it's just like dribble, 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 and then either pass at the last second or shoot. So, my opinion, I think it's a style kind of clash that he has with that team so far, at least so far this year.
I think it's accurate. You're accurate with that because, I mean, they are 0-3, right? I mean, the third game, it looked like it was more like an Embiid game, and they still lost. But the first two games, it was definitely Harden dominant, and it resulted in a couple L's. But, yeah, I mean, it looks like he's pretty much turned that team into the 2018 Rockets.
Right.
Everyone stand around, and I'll get you a bucket, right? I'm going to spoon feed you a bucket, but it's going to be with 3 seconds left on the shot clock.
Right.
After I do what I do. And that's, and Joel Embiid doesn't want to be on that Rockets team. He's like, I'm the one that's been holding it down here in Philly through the whole trust the process. I am the process, right? That's all long gone now, but.
I mean, that's his team. Pretty much guarantee he thinks of that as his team, right? So it's got to be kind of frustrating.
I mean, and then, in Doc, right? You got to figure something out there.
Yeah. I mean, I know Bruce, that's your guy. Harden's one of your guys.
I mean, I think it goes more actually towards Doc. I mean, it doesn't help that your first two games is against Boston and Milwaukee, and so, Harden actually shot very well in both of those games, primary score. I will argue though, where Embiid is necessarily getting the ball, like, and then you kind of talked about saying, him getting into the ball in the post, but I think he's still playing with that reluctancy to always be in the block and catching on the high post and doing a little bit more outside shooting and stuff like that. He needs to be that dominant force. And I think, that's on Doc to establish roles. And I think that they also would do a better job of getting Maxey involved in the offense a little bit more. But I think Harden did his part. I know we tend to be hard on him. Hayes comes in out of shape. Like, this dude's like, looks in the best shape I've seen him in a while. Those first two games, he was eating, he was killing, and I just had a bad shooting night against a Spurs team where, you shouldn't be getting that loss. And so, but I think the scheduling hasn't helped them that much. Those first two games.
Yeah, I think NBA players usually do the top players usually do media after the game, and I was listening to, I believe it was the Mismatch on Friday, and they had said like Embiid declined the interview on the second game of the season
already,
and then kind of some of the body language they seen from him. He looks a little just disinterested, frustrated. They say he kind of looks like he's been working his way back into shape. I watched their first game, and he looked okay, not like peak Embiid. So he must be still getting his legs under him, and it's still like a fit issue also. So I think it's going to be interesting to see how these guys kind of mesh in the long haul. You know, now it's a full 82. The second Harden was only there the second half of the season last year from the trade deadline on. So it's going to be, and now he's in peak shape, but how can his game, where he's trying to be peak Harden, how can he mesh with Embiid, who's been runner-up MVP the last 2 years?
Like a post scorer, right? Like,
Right.
Harden's always kind of worked well with the rim runner, right?
Mm-hmm. Like a Capella.
Just a guy that can jump and play and run around and doesn't really need the ball and want to dribble and shoot. Obviously, Embiid's as talented as it gets in the post, but yeah, we'll see if Harden can gel with that.
Right.
That's not really. He's never played with a guy that can really get buckets like that.
Definitely. Okay, I mean, I don't want to do this, but they are always a hot topic. The Los Angeles Lakers. 0-2. They lost to two perennial title favorites, the Warriors and the Clippers. They played hard against the Clippers. But when you're watching these games, you can tell the issues that have been documented for the last couple of years still remain. They can't shoot. They are, for the season, going into today,
I'm guessing like 24% from three.
they are 19 of 85 from three.
Wow.
Wait, was that Bruce's free throws?
22%.
Oh, my bad.
No, man. I was actually a fine deep free throw shooter.
No,
You
I
could
remember.
say the jump shot.
Once
Yeah.
you got that Wilson jet leather, you was money.
Oh my gosh.
You had to get that one off the rack.
Okay.
So 22%.
22% from
That's a good guess.
That's championship level
That
shooting.
is.
Russell Westbrook.
That's playing level shooting.
He's looked.
If that.
He hasn't looked obviously like the Russell Westbrook we've all
He's looked solid.
grown to love.
Solid.
Solid.
Grown to love
Playing hard.
and accustomed to. He still looks out of place. Still trying to find his niche. He went 0 for 11 on Friday, or on Thursday, 0 for 5 from 3. First game since 2016 without a field goal.
Yikes.
Man,
That wasn't even his, I remember reading that wasn't even his worst 0 for game. He's had a worse 0 for game than that. I don't know what it was.
Maybe when he
but
was younger, right?
It must have been.
Yeah.
I think it was younger. Yeah.
So, man, and you see like LeBron's doing LeBron. He's doing his thing, and it's just as LeBron fans, even if you're not a fan, it just has to be so disappointing that the front office, this is what they present him with.
Yeah.
Like Anthony Davis is kind of a wild card because like on Thursday he took a fall and was already hurt. That's game 2. You know what I mean? Like, some injuries are preventable. Like he just it was kind of a freak injury, but he was limping around, and he's looked okay. But LeBron has carried that team, and it's just like, who's the third best player on that team? Austin Reeves?
Lonnie Walker?
Dennis
Walker.
Lonnie Walker?
The shrewd operator was injured.
Yeah, he's hurt.
Lonnie Walker had a nice game against the Clippers, but it's like,
Yikes.
it's just just initial thoughts on these Lakers. Bruce, we'll start with you.
Yeah, I mean, I missed the Clipper game, but I watched the Warrior game, ring night, and being in the Bay. But I mean, Russ is my guy. And that first game was fine. I mean, the thing with Russ is, no matter how bad he's shooting, he's always going to play pretty much hard and energy. I mean, for me, the Lakers is all around. It's all about AD for me. I actually, AD would be infuriating to me actually as a teammate, because it's just this guy can be so dominant, but yet super injury riddled. There's times where I'm like, I feel like he just kind of goes through the motions. Like it just doesn't impose his will. Like there's parts of that game where I'm like, oh my gosh, this guy could be unstoppable, but he doesn't. He has no killer instinct whatsoever to me. Like just watching him as a player.
You can use the S word, Bruce. You can say it. Soft.
I'm trying.
Oh,
I'm trying not
sucks.
to say it because a lot of people say it, but I was getting. I mean, I was at home screaming at the TV every time he got the ball. He could be a dominant force. I cannot believe there was ever discussion between which one you would take, AD or Giannis, a couple of years ago. Like my gosh, boy, have they gone separate ways. So for me, it's all about Anthony Davis. If he's healthy, he's a great Robin to LeBron, and this team should be okay. I don't know if they'll still be I don't even know if they'll still be a play-in.
Well, you say even if he's a good Robin, there's nothing else.
Yeah.
There's nothing else.
And
So,
the worst
to
part
me,
is they just gave Pelinka an extension.
Which is unbelievable.
But here's the thing.
Like-
Here's the thing about the Pelinka thing. And they were talking actually about this on I think TNT or some local radio station. Like Pelinka did everything that Genie and LeBron wanted. Like he did everything.
Not necessarily.
So why should he be punished? They went all in for that 2020 championship. They brought in Russ. They did all the moves that
LeBron didn't want Russ. He wanted DeMar DeRozan, and they wouldn't sign him.
No.
And there was other guys too. And then when it got down to okay, well then I guess we'll take Russ. Yeah, I'll take Russ.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Russ, it's been well reported he wanted DeMar DeRozan.
Okay.
But the Lakers didn't want to give him another year,
Year. Yeah.
right? And then DeMar DeRozan averages 27 a game.
That backfired big
Yeah.
time.
But that's also a move from call from Genie. But anyway, I think there's no bench. This team, I can't even. Maybe I mean I can name a couple guys just because I can name them, but I shouldn't be naming those guys getting significant minutes off that bench. They have no bench, and AD is he needs to be a little more aggressive. Those are my thoughts on them.
And I mean, we could talk about how the players got here, but it looks like they've had chances to get rid of them and are holding on to 27 and 28 first round pick. So yeah, he doesn't get off the hook for that. Like if you could have gotten Buddy Hield and Miles Turner, whether that changes the team or not, you get off the rust.
Even just one
There's
of those
still
guys.
cost. You could still get those guys. That's the thing. I think you.
That's what I'm
obviously
saying.
have to
That's why he
play
still
out.
should be getting flack.
Do you want to?
I feel like that's a no-brainer.
I think you got to play out. It's still 2 games, so I think you see how it goes between 10 and 20 games, and then you can make obviously those moves for those guys.
Is it really going to change? Like, is shooting all of a sudden going to come from somewhere? Is AD all of a sudden going to be less injury prone? Is LeBron going to get younger?
No.
You know, so
LeBron already, like we talked about, Embiid skipped the press conference. LeBron was already talking freely, just kind of, he has his little subtle remarks when he's unhappy.
It's like now he said we're not a team built on shooting or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah,
Kind of like, not having a good quarterback.
But I think you obviously you brought in a new coach who the players seem to like. You let him institute his system. It takes Adam, I mean, you're instituting your system. Is it going to be like that in 2 games? Like you obviously, Ham has talked about I can integrate Russ. So you give this guy a chance as a new coach to strengthen him, right? You're supporting him as a front office and give him 10, 15, 20 games to see if you can integrate him. If it's not, then you go after those guys like you're talking about, Miles Turner, Buddy Hield, and stuff like that. But I also think you also have to empower your coach who believes he can integrate them.
Then if that's really the case, does he have the fortitude to put Russ on the bench? Because
Does that even does it even really matter to me?
Yeah, I know, but
Like you can put him wherever you want.
It seems like, I mean, just from watching these at least 2 games in, and even last year, Russ played his ass off. He played 78 games.
Yeah,
played his ass off. But I mean, dog, you're getting guarded by Zubac. Like,
He gets guarded by nobody.
bro, that's what I'm saying. Like, they do the rondo on him. All that space, they're just daring him to shoot, and
he'll shoot it.
And he'll shoot it.
shoot it.
I guess
But
backdoor compliment
are
to
you
Ben
not? Are you
Simmons
not?
right there.
It's one of those things, right? Are you not supposed? And if someone is this stature and mindset, I get obviously yes, we understand fun, but I can see like, oh, are you gonna give it to me? Let me get this, And unfortunately, the other night it wasn't falling.
not the other
Yeah.
night.
It
There's a
hasn't
lot of
been.
there's a lot of other
Okay.
nights.
It hasn't
Like
been
there was
fun.
someone
Okay,
said
hold on.
he's the only
We're
one
on
that
to
doesn't
new-
realize why he's open.
Plural.
We're on to a new season. He shot like almost 50% the first game, and then obviously. So I'm yes. In the past, I'm trying to turn a new page, look at the new season.
I mean, you
And
can
he
also
did
look
shoot
at
50%.
he's the worst 3-point shooter of volume in NBA history. So it's not like this
Is
is
he
like
really?
well just below
I
Kobe
think
actually.
it's-
It's like
I-
30
Oh, I
point.
thought-
I
It's
didn't
like
even know that.
30% in terms of 1,000
Really?
attempts.
Oh,
He's the
it's
worst.
Kobe. It's not Kobe.
Well, I think Russell has gladly
Oh.
taken that from him.
Oh, I,
Oh, okay.
And I've always liked Russ too, right? But at
Yeah.
some point it's like
Oh, you know.
shit.
yeah, that's why it's kind of infuriating to just, it just sucks to see this, because I love Russ, but it's just unfortunate. It's unfortunate how he hasn't adapted, and he's just kind of like the scapegoat when you think about it
Yeah.
for the Lakers' troubles. At the same time, Pelinka, I feel as though should get some of the blame. You don't bring back, Caruso. You trade away some of the, you trade away KCP, Kuzma. Those guys were Danny Green. Those guys were cogs in your championship team. You know what I'm saying? And then you bring in guys, and dude, they're playing Matt Ryan. Have you guys heard of
Yeah.
Matt Ryan?
No.
He was on. I think he played for Boston last year. He
Oh,
got.
that guy that hit the game winner in summer league with the broken leg.
He got.
Or-
He
He hit a game winner.
he was
and
in
fell-
Boston last year.
That game
Yeah,
was cool.
Boston.
Tall white
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah, he was delivering for Uber Eats, right?
DoorDash.
Mm.
Yeah,
DoorDash,
bro. So that's
bro.
why it's like he's getting mints. When Juan Toscano Anderson is your fourth leading scorer, I was telling you the other day, that's not a recipe for a win. No disrespect, because
No, highly disrespect.
I'm saying,
Fuck it.
I'm saying like dude can play, but he's not known as a scorer. You know what I mean? So that's
They're gonna lose LeBron's. LeBron will lose interest pretty quick.
as long as
That's
he,
one of his knocks, and he's just like, "Fuck this."
man, he just needs
So
to
then
get the
it's-
scoring record. And
That's what it is.
Call it a
That's
day.
what it's gonna be.
And I don't think it's going to take very long this year.
It might already be there.
After the season they had last year and after the moves they made this offseason.
Hey, I think
Out
you
of
should
year.
just say fuck it and just go for the scoring title.
And
Bro,
go for
imagine,
40s.
Dog, imagine 38 years old.
That'd be crazy.
Adam,
Averaging-
you trade everyone?
He's gonna be like
who would
Kobe
want
looking
them?
around.
No.
They're stuck.
Do you say fuck it, we rebuild it and you trade everyone, you get rid of AD as well as Russ and just let LeBron?
What are they going to get
walk.
for those? I mean, AD they'll get something.
I'd have
but
traded AD last year because
That's what I said to you. You and I talked about this, Charlie.
What are
last
you?
year,
Yeah,
exactly.
Listen, when
Exactly.
LeBron leaves, your leader is AD. That's not a good idea. You know, where when he was on the Pels, he was a playing guy. Yeah, they beat the Blazers one time, but yeah. I think we should move on to
Right.
more
More-
cool things like
So-
Ja Morant or something.
So okay, we're gonna
Way too much
transition.
time.
I want to hear a couple hot takes, something that's kind of like in your mind that you haven't told us yet. We all got the group chat, talk about hoop every day, but something that's kind of on your mind. A hot take for the season could be about a player, about a team, whatever. One or two, something that just. But since you guys need, I'll go first. The MVP will not be from these four guys: Giannis, Luka, Embiid, and Jokic. The
So you're saying it's not going to be a foreigner?
No.
Okay.
Mm.
Well, that aligns
That-
that aligns with my MVP prediction.
So is mine too,
Uh
actually.
oh, I might have to change it then.
Tatum?
That doesn't line for
Was
mine.
yours Tatum?
Nope.
Oh, I was gonna say
Mine's not Tatum either.
Oh, we got the same one
I
then.
think so.
mine's Tatum. LeBron?
Nope.
Oh, what? Oh,
That's
no, I'm just
prob-
kidding. I'm just kidding.
Oh, what?
LeBron's sixth man, maybe.
Oh, that's how they get
That's
the
what they
playoffs.
need. That's what they need.
Okay.
Okay, so that's mine.
Go ahead, Santa.
Are we
I'll
doing
go.
are we doing
Fine.
MVP pick?
Oh.
No, not yet. We're just
No.
give like a hot take. I was
Oh,
just saying
hot take. I
my
get
hot
you.
take is like one of those guys is not gonna win it.
Okay.
And those are, I
Okay.
believe, the betting favorites. The four
I
betting
would-
favorites.
Probably, yeah. My
I
hot
got
this
mine. Oh.
this isn't my MVP pick, and this isn't the guy we're talking about, but my hot take is that Tyler Hero will be in the MVP conversation.
Oh, wow.
Conversation.
Charlie got a little excited.
That's
over there.
incredible. I love that.
He won't win. I don't think he's gonna win it, but he'll be one of those guys like kind of like DeRozan last year.
Damn, he's gonna
talked about
average that much.
Like a
huh?
dark horse.
Dark horse, very dark horse.
How has he done those in his first 2 games?
He's killed his first.
I haven't
couple
even.
games.
Yeah,
He's been. I think he's averaging
like 25.
He's been starting.
25, 27. I think he had like
Yes,
maybe
yeah.
15 his last game, but 8 and 8 or something. 15, 8 and 8. That's. I mean, I think he's going to get a bigger role. He's starting this year.
Wow. That's a spicy take.
Yeah.
That's
I
a
like
good
it.
one.
Bruce.
Yeah, my spicy take is the the Pelicans will finish with home court advantage this year.
I like
Playoffs.
it. I like it. I like it.
See it. Does Zion play the whole year?
Yeah,
Ooh.
he makes it.
You and me are kind of on the same. We'll get into our playoff teams later, but you and me are thinking alike. Sneeze. Charlie.
A couple of them is, I think Phoenix ends up in the playing game.
Ooh.
Ooh, ouch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so like that, 7, 8, not necessarily 9 or 10, but they're like a 7 or 8, and then take it back a couple years, and we're gonna say the Hawks are gonna make the Eastern Conference Finals.
Nice.
No.
I like it.
Yeah,
Bring it back.
Bring it back.
I will, since I'm not, I guess I'm kind of being a prisoner of the moment. Paulo will be in the running. I'm not gonna say he's gonna make it, but he has a high probability to be the first rookie to make an All-Star game since Blake Griffin.
You know?
I mean,
I think he'll make the All-Star game.
The East
The
is-
question
The
is,
East is
he
good.
can't make an All-NBA team though, can he?
No. I don't think so.
The record won't be good enough.
Even
Right.
making the All-Star team is going to be that
Because
would
the
be
East is loaded. The East is loaded.
that'd be a huge accomplishment.
The East is loaded. So that was my two. You got any more, Sneeze? Sano?
No, I'm not going to throw any more shots at the Celtics.
Okay. All right. So transitioning. I'm not saying you guys are big time bettors, but if you were, I got some odds or like NBA win total odds. So I'm gonna go around, ask you about certain teams, and then I just want you to tell me if you think they're gonna be over or under their win totals.
Adam, if one of these teams is the Clippers, you got to answer too.
I mean, mine will
He
always
doesn't
be-
have to answer. We know.
Right, you guys know. Come on now. You guys see the jersey and the hat. You guys know.
You're feeling frisky off that little 40-point game last night, huh?
I had to just, it's the second game. I had to just, it was nice. It was cool.
Me and Sano had a side bet. What jersey you going to wear? And then when Paul George scored 40, we canceled the bet.
Cancel that.
All right. So, Boston Celtics, over under 53.5 wins.
I'll go first.
It's
And it's not because of any shade. I think I'm going to go under mainly because the conference is so thick.
Yeah.
There's so many good teams, and it's going to be a battle. I think it's going to be tough for a lot of teams. I think they won 51 games last year, obviously with a really slow start, right? So they're probably on like a 60-something win pace for January, February, March, April. But I just think, the conference is just going to beat each other up. So I'm going to go under.
I kind of agree. I'm going to say under for the same reasons. In the East, I think the best record in the East is probably going to be somewhere in the like 50 to 52, 53.
low 50s.
55 tops.
So not
Yeah, 55 would be.
Yeah.
Last year was 53 was the Heat. 53 and 29.
Was it really?
Yep.
That's it?
I'm looking it up.
East is
I got it
brutal.
right here.
Because the Suns were at like 65 or something like that last year.
Yep. But then the Grizzlies were 56, so it's kind of.
Oh, okay. Do you say under?
I said
Santa?
under.
Bruce.
Yeah, Vegas is undefeated. That's a perfect number. Yeah, the East is tough. Like I think literally it's probably gonna be 55, 54. It's gonna be the 1 seed. So,
But not the Celtics?
but they are gonna be the 1 seed. So we'll go over.
Oh.
Over.
Well, they got to put Smart on the bench first
We'll
and
get to that.
get Brog up there.
They got to play Daniel Tice.
Oh.
Get him back.
He's on the
We'll go over.
Where's he
If
at?
it-
now?
Over.
It's
Over.
literally going to be over by like 1 or 2 games, but I'll take.
So
the
not really
over.
worth the bet.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
Not worth the juice. Isn't worth the squeeze.
no.
Next team, the Golden State Warriors, the defending NBA champions. Over under 51.5 wins.
51.
That's it.
So they won 53 last year. 53 last year. I got it up here.
Is that the Vegas?
This is according to DraftKings as
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
10/17.
All right. 51, huh?
Jeez. That's a tough one.
Man.
I think, like Bruce said, Vegas knows their shit. It's going to be within 48 to 53, right? It's going to be right in that wheelhouse.
Yeah.
I definitely think it's over.
51. They won 53 last year. They were 53 and 29.
Yes. There it is. 53. There it is. Yeah. I'll go over. I'll go over. The young guys are going to get their dough. You know, they're all forming together. I'm going to go over. Right, Gus?
Yeah, I agree. Over. I don't think it's going to be by much. I think it's going to be this, especially a team like the Warriors who play more for the postseason than regular season. I think it's going to be over by.
They got so many weapons. You just glide to victories.
Yeah.
Right.
And then you go to the bottom of the standings. You got a bunch of just, Rockets, Thunder. Oh, Blazers aren't bad, but God, they're actually pretty
Those
damn
teams are gonna
tough,
be
man.
tough, man.
Kings aren't an easy W no more either.
Kings look
The
good.
Kangs.
The only team that might be the Thunder.
Thunder
just
and Rock.
'cause
Yeah.
Thunder, Rockets.
I can see the Rockets being
Utah?
being tough.
Jazz.
Utah plays tough too
Yeah.
so far.
But
The
like,
Warriors just have that brand, a ball.
Yeah.
Bruce, what do you got? What are you thinking?
He's saying under.
No. I mean,
Under
being in the
51.
Bay, it's I guess my home city team now. No, I would say over.
Bruce,
I
a
would
converted
say-
Warriors fan.
Yeah.
Over. But like Sano said, it's going to be close. They're going to play a lot of those guys anyway, the young guys, just to give them that experience. So I think they'll barely get over.
Okay, I got a couple more for you. Couple more. Maybe the most interesting team in the NBA.
Brooklyn Nets.
Exactly. Theirs is 50.5. So over under 50.5. Under.
44 last year.
Under.
That's so. It's so much of an unknown because we haven't seen Simmons with them, right?
And he's
We haven't seen. Simmons
But we've
with
seen
the whole-
Kyrie with them.
We've seen Kyrie, and we know how unreliable he can be.
He's going for MVP
50. I'm gonna say under. Also,
just because of the there's so much uncertainty.
yeah.
Not with the fit, like how they're going to play together because they're all good, but just there's a lot of things that could happen,
Right.
Like whether you're out for a couple weeks and then you're out for a couple weeks, and that's going to happen with every team. But it's been known to happen a lot with KD recently,
Yeah.
and he's the engine.
Yeah. Under.
And
They're
they
probably
still don't
high
even have
40s.
Seth or Joe,
Joe just came back.
and so it's like they've looked not so great, but they also don't have their best shooters to spread the floor. But they're not guarding anybody.
Well, their offense is just still
Yeah, offense,
KD, Kyrie, go to work.
and they just don't
Yeah.
have no one to guard really.
Ben hasn't
Besides
got
Ben.
his legs back. He's looking like a little bit better version of Draymond, triple single right now.
Mm-hmm.
Ben,
Oh, his last game was all right.
He
had
he's
10
also,
boards.
He's also only been playing like what 20 minutes.
yeah,
21 minutes
he
a
hasn't
game.
got his
Some of
legs
that's on
underneath
him.
him.
Yeah.
The foul trouble.
Okay, Sneeze, what do you got? Did you say under?
I said under. Yeah.
Okay.
Under.
All right, I got two more for you. The Atlanta Hawks, 45.5.
It's another interesting one.
I mean, you know where I'm rolling.
Charlie's over.
I'm over.
I'm
The high or
over.
the low?
Over.
Whoa.
Bruce.
There we go.
Whoa.
Because he's like, they got some defense now.
Is that your other spicy take?
First team all defensive guard right there.
They're better. I like them better than all those previous years. I was pretty much validated. The hype was unwarranted. But this year I can respect them because they've got a defensive presence. So and that number. I mean, regardless of my feel, that number feels kind of low. So for
Right.
them, so no, I'll say over.
Those might be two actual bets I might take. The Nets and the Hawks,
And finally, the last one,
if it's still the case.
we're going with the San Antonio Spurs at 22.5.
22.
Mm.
I didn't know it was that low.
It is.
So 22 and 60.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Damn.
You taking the under?
You know,
It's hard to take the under on
towards the end of the
22.
year, you're gonna have to think when they're in like the 17 win.
Think of like after
Yeah.
after the trade deadline or after the
Trade
All-Star
deadline.
game, and then it's just
Injuries pile up.
Who would they trade?
injuries.
Who do you think would be on the trade block for them?
Nobody, but I think they'll start their younger guys will play more. Like Zach Collins will play 35 minutes.
You might even
Primo.
have Pop might hit the injured list. He might I need a couple weeks off, man. Shout out to Coach Johnson, taking over the helm someday soon.
Shout out to Mitch.
I gotta say over.
What do you guys need?
I think they're gonna be in that. I think they're gonna go under because they want to, and then
I think
it's gonna get
I
ugly.
agree. I agree. It's gonna get ugly. I think they'll be in that sweepstakes. So I'm gonna go under because I think it'll get real nasty once January starts coming around here.
Under.
All right. Okay, last little segment of the pod. Every year, you guys, we do an awards predictions. And so, real quick, we're going to go through these. We don't got to talk much because, we're kind of running short on time. So, we'll go through it. We'll go through our playoffs, our awards real quick, playoff teams, finals, and then we'll wrap up. So, first one, MVP.
I'm going with the guy that is everything we wanted D Rose to be in his prime.
John Morant.
Ja Morant.
I had the same one.
And you see Ja Morant came back in his first two games. He had like, 5 threes and 4 threes or 4 threes and 3 threes. Just like
He had 49.
if Rose can shoot now, but Rose couldn't really shoot like that when he was getting MVP. He was just so deadly.
and he had 34 opening night.
And Ja looks like a point guard. Like he looks like he's like got like a Chris Paul in him, and the jumper and the athleticism.
Okay.
Because his three, he could always make the three, but he wasn't that guy from the three.
Right.
But he's looking.
Looks like he's worked on it.
Now, this might not have been my pick if we did this a week ago. I'm using the first two games as a crutch. I'm gonna be honest. We are all. I mean, how can you not be a big fan of the guy?
Right.
But he just looks different. He's been in that gym.
Was yours? That was
Mine
yours?
was Ja Morant too. Also because I think the Grizzlies are going to be on a mission this year. And I say that even after they got blown out by 40. Was it yesterday or 2
Luka?
days ago?
Yep.
Yes,
5
last
threes,
night to
3
Luka.
threes.
Yeah. Bruce, who do you got?
Giannis. I think
Nice.
Giannis
Coming
is
for the
gonna-
third one.
Nice.
Yeah.
The guy that Sano passed on in fantasy.
He's on a mission. He's on a
I thought
mission.
about it.
And for the second year in a row,
Giannis.
I am picking Jason Tatum.
Giannis had 44 in 28 minutes.
If
That's
he gets
silly.
that 3 going.
Tatum.
I'm going Jason Tatum.
Okay.
That was your-
Okay,
was
Bill
it-
Simmons.
Was that your pick? That was your pick last year, Adam?
That was my pick last year.
Hey, first team All NBA. That's not. he
Tatum's
wasn't
the
that
guy.
far, right?
I mean,
Tatum.
Bro's averaging. 3 games. He's averaging almost 35. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he is.
8 rebounds, 3 assists, playing elite defense.
He's the guy.
That's 3 solid or 4. Was it 3 solid choices right there?
All right, defensive player of the year, Bruce.
I'm gonna go big, obviously big man, but I guess moving big man. I'm gonna say
I thought he was gonna say Ben Simmons.
thinking Bam.
Oh,
Bam.
that's who I went
Think
with.
Bam.
Bigelow.
Think Bam.
Good call.
Yeah. think
That's
Bam
who I
would
went
get
with.
it.
Bam. Okay. Sano, who do you got?
I'm gonna say this just because I more want this guy to win it, but Mikal Bridges.
Oh.
Yeah.
A wing. Nice.
I want him to get it. I thought he should have got it last year. No offense to Smart, but
All right.
That's a good selection. The other Bridges could have been a good selection, but he's not playing.
Mm.
Obviously, I would love to see DeJounte get it, but I don't think he'll. I think he will get an All NBA defensive team again this year. He was the youngest guy to ever get an All NBA defensive team.
That's
But-
right. He was.
I'm going to go because I think this team's going to be better. They're going to be better on offense, which is going to make them more eyes on the team. But I'm going to go with Mobley early, right?
Oh,
They
okay.
added
That's a good
a
pick.
score,
That's a
which
great
is
call.
right, and it's like so they're going to have a better record. So then he'll get more recognition for what he does
Yeah.
on the other side. Now
Yeah.
it's kind of a lofty pick, right?
I'm a big fan though.
Yeah.
Mobley.
Yeah.
All right. Sixth man of the year.
I mean,
I already know who's saying Jordan Poole.
Yep.
OJ Poole.
That's who I was going with too. I was going with Poole.
It's consensus.
I put someone else.
Who'd you go with?
Christian Wood.
Oh,
Okay.
Christian Wood.
I like it.
Okay.
He had a solid game yesterday, I think, or 2 days
I think
ago.
Luka needs him to be that.
Poole's
you
off
know?
to a rough start, kind of.
Yeah. I mean, he'll get it. He'll get hot.
Yeah, we got 2 games.
But Wood was. I mean, I liked Wood even before the year. I mean, I think we all thought that was a sneaky good move because we know he can play. Can he stay healthy? He's kind of frail. Kind of has that AD in him, like he's rolling around all the time. Ends up on the ground a lot of plays.
When they got him, I didn't think he was going to come off the bench.
I didn't either. I don't think he did either.
Yeah.
But after that first game,
Bro,
he made like
was
4 threes in a
killing.
row.
Oh my
And
god.
Luka needs that. He
Yeah,
needs that
another guy.
He needs some offense to help him, because he's going to stay in when the second unit comes in for a little bit longer.
That's what Porzy should have been.
If you were a gambler, would you place that bet?
Yeah, for sure.
Nice.
I mean, because you'll get decent value out of Wood.
Nice.
Poole's probably the
probably the favorite.
betting fave.
Favorite, yeah, probably.
This award is always so hard because it's like you don't know what the criteria is or how guys or how voters like pick it. So most improved player.
Yeah, there's a few options. I think I know Sano's guess. There's a
Yeah.
couple guys, and the one thing about most improved is sometimes you want to choose a guy, but it's his second year. Should you really get most improved in your second year?
When you're supposed to be good.
Didn't Ja get that?
Yeah, it's kind of like
Over baby boy. That was kind of weak.
I didn't. Last year's most improved, Josh. He should have just been. He's too good.
First
Almost.
they said I was like, who's Josh?
No,
But
he's
Josh-
almost like
Josh
too
should've.
good. He was almost like too good to win it.
Right. I mean, he did average like 28.
Right.
Yeah. So that's like my initial pick is a second year guy, but then I was like, do I really? It was Cade, right?
Okay.
Right. But then I'm like, I'm of the belief of I don't think that we should really do that, right? Like we should really use those guys. So then I'm gonna take Bruce's guy. I was either gonna take Sano's guy, which I'm sure you got.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Simons.
Ooh.
That's a good one.
I mean, I could have went Lowry too,
That's.
but their record's gonna be
yeah.
too bad.
Oh, Lowry Marketing.
That's who I'm taking.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we were gonna go somewhere else.
Who would you think I was taking?
Halliburton.
That's who I'm going with.
Oh, Halliburton's a good one too.
Oh.
But I think Lowry just for opportunity.
Same with Tyrese too, but yeah, Lowry's gonna get buckets.
I was
Yeah.
thinking Halliburton too.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I went with. Bruce, who'd you go with?
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it both ways because I
Good
thought,
looking.
how last year, Jaw, and they've been doing like stars to come back and all that. So actually, I was kind of thinking Zion
Oh,
just because it's like he could have a Titanic jump. They've been having, and I read something actually, like the last 5 or 6 most improved player winners actually have been in the All-Star game. Like it's crazy. Like
the year before?
the year before or something like that have been like close or coming
Really?
up. So yeah, it's weird.
That's
It's
kinda
they've
crazy.
gone that the winners have been in the All-Star game. I think like CJ McCollum was something like the last one that had made an All-Star game.
Right.
But anyways, but trying to not do that, like take someone who's been established and just gone another. I thought about Cade as well. So Cade Cunningham.
I mean,
Go
we're
on.
looking at the stats here, and when Zion last played, he did average 27 a game.
On
mean-
61% from the field.
Has anyone
how do
won
you
a most
improve off of
improved
that?
Off of 2 years ago?
I
You
know,
were a
I know.
comeback
That's
player.
comeback
know.
player of the year, yeah.
But like look at Jaw. I mean, he was good the year before. But anyways, the other going more. Like
You
I
want to
said,
change your pick?
no.
It's cool.
It's not changing the kick. I said I thought it was 2 ways, and I looked it up, and I just was surprised because I was surprised that Jaw won it, even though I thought he was a star.
Yeah,
Like
right.
he was already a star,
That's what
and
we're
so
saying.
voters keep. It seems like the voting has shifted towards that. Like, oh, you were good, and now you've taken another leap to like superstardom, but going to more of like someone who was a little bit off and going up. Cade Cunningham was kind of my thought.
yeah. I liked Cade
Okay.
too,
Yeah.
but I went with Simons just because I didn't want to go with the second year guy.
Okay.
And Simons
good
is
one.
going to have a lot of opportunity now with CJ fully gone. It's his year as the other guard.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, last 2 before we get out of here. Your playoff teams.
What about coach of the year?
Oh, Did I miss that? Oh, okay. Real quick, Coach of the Year. We don't need an explanation.
What the kid did.
J Kid.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I went Taylor Jenkins.
Okay.
I went Ty Lue.
I went Ty Lue, obviously.
Oh.
All right. Okay, playoff teams.
So we're not listing these in order, right? Are we doing seeding?
It's almost easier to list who's not going to make it.
Yeah.
It's everyone made 20
No.
teams make it.
I guess you can name your 1 through.
We should just do the home field, home court. That's who makes it.
Man, what's the best way we could do this? Because it's like, you know.
We could do top 6 and then the play-in teams.
Yeah. Top 6 in whatever order, and then playing teams.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright.
Go ahead. You go, Adam.
Okay, so Eastern Conference. I got the Bucks, Celtics, 76ers, Hawks, Nets, Raptors. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's my 6 play-in teams. Heat, Bulls, Cavs, Pistons.
You went Heat as the play-in, huh?
I did.
Interesting.
They're probably not going to be. It'll probably maybe flip that with the Raptors.
The East is tough, man.
But
I mean,
yeah.
I don't have any qualms with that. I mean, I could see the Heat being there.
I want to put the Heat up. I want to put them up like,
I could put the Heat above the Nets.
Ooh.
yeah?
Just because the Nets.
So unreliable.
It's funny because I think the Nets could win the title, but they could also just be a ho-hum team that can't gel with no defense.
Make the play-in
Yeah.
tournament.
It's going to be around
I
that.
think the Raptors are going to be real good this year, so I don't want to move them. It's like I agree. I kind of agree with your list. I'm just trying to think like who would you move
To put the
to
Heat
put
up.
the Heat there? Like it'd be the Nets.
The Nets or the
Or-
Raptors. I
Where you
think.
got the Hawks at? 4, 5, 6?
I have them 5th.
That's right there. Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Bruce, do you agree? You like my list?
Yeah. I mean,
Of course.
yeah. I mean, I have maybe a little, I guess, different in the plan, but I mean, I had Celtics, Hawks, Bucks,
Oh,
Nets. I think I'm a little higher on the Heat and the 76ers, so my 6. And then like the play-in, I felt like it'd be Cleveland, Charlotte, the Raptors, and the Bulls. Or sorry, the Hornets and the Bulls. So
So you pick Charlotte and the Hornets.
no, I said Hornets and the Bulls. Hornets and the Bulls.
Those guys
for
are
the
tight.
Last 4 teams.
I did like Adam doing Detroit.
You like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
I knew you'd appreciate that.
They got some goons. You see Stewart hit that 3? He hit a big 3. Yeah. He's stepping
Yeah.
it up a little
They
bit.
got a nice young. If they don't do it this year,
Wish
they're coming
Hopkins
up.
would have let him shoot a little bit.
He took a couple. I remember him taking a couple on top of the key.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're not gonna get into that, but yes. Western Conference: Clippers, Warriors, Nuggets, Pelicans, Grizzlies, Suns. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So then,
No
yeah,
Mavs, huh?
I know. So the playing teams are Wolves, Mavs, Lakers, Kings.
see, I could see Wolves
I
and Mavs finishing ahead of Suns. I just think there's going to be some trouble with the Suns. Like Chris Paul's going to get older. He's going to miss games.
Yeah.
They're going to lose, but I think the Wolves are going to be a good regular season team, as we've always seen with the Rudy teams. And I'm really going. I think Dallas is going to be a home field advantage, home court
Think so?
advantage.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of rolling with them this year.
The Mavs.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Mavs this
Well,
year.
they lost. My thing
They
is
did lose Jalen.
they lost Brunson. I mean, but they did bring in Wood, but they need another guy to take the pressure off of Luka.
Mm-hmm.
And you're
Yeah.
putting a lot in Dinwiddie, who's he was okay after he came over from the Wizards, so that's why I kind of had them lower. I think that loss of Brunson will hurt.
Yeah. I like the Mavs this year too. Phoenix is another one that's interesting, like Charlie mentioned.
They could go either way.
Yeah, they're an interesting one. The Wolves.
Their bench is so thin.
The Wolves I like. I think Anthony Edwards is somebody we didn't mention. He could be a most improved.
Mm-hmm.
He could take a big step this
Or
year.
an MVP.
Or an MVP. And they picked up Gobert, obviously. So, but again, it's like you go through the list and you're like, who are you moving down?
Right.
I do have some concerns with the Pels bench offensively. They have some gel guys, but they don't. But they have a solid 4 horsemen.
They got some guys coming up like Trey Murphy.
Murphy's solid.
Murphy.
If it ain't Troy Murphy, I don't care.
They got Larry Nance.
Yeah, I mean,
Nance.
and like I said, offensively, those guys aren't. I think they're good because they have what?
Graham.
They have 4 killers.
But you'll have like at least 1 or 2 of those guys on the
Always
board at all
in, yeah.
times. Yeah.
Well, I guess Valanciunas ain't a killer, but he's still good. He can get you for 30.
He just had 30 against.
He just said, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I think it was Brooklyn.
30 against Charlotte. 30 against
Oh,
Charlotte.
Yeah.
Okay, so last. Oh, Bruce, my fault. Did you have the same teams?
No, yeah, those were same, maybe different order, but same.
Same teams?
Same teams.
So no one had the Knicks, huh, in the East?
Nah.
Yeah.
I could see them in the Pistons, but
They don't like the Brunson, Randall, RJ.
if they got rid of
trio?
Randall, I would have them up 100%.
They're not worthy of our breath.
All right, NBA Finals and champion. Who do you guys got? Bruce, we'll start with you.
Man. Rematch.
And who's your champion? The C's?
Gotta roll with my squad. Made those changes. Got those changes.
You made some
Celtics.
changes, all right.
Hey. Hey. We got
Some code of conduct changes is what needed to happen in that
We
team.
had a little coaching snafu. That's fine. But
Keep you,
he could be back.
He might be. That dude
Joe
might be the
Mazzulla
coach.
for coach of the year.
That's what I was gonna
Yeah.
say.
No,
If they're top of the East, he's winning it by
Man.
far. I guarantee it.
He's also the team is also supposed to be good. That's one of the things. Like with Ty Lue, like they're projected to be champions.
but a 34-year-old brand new coach
him,
coming
yeah.
Right.
in.
Yeah,
I'm surprised
but
he wasn't
I
mentioned.
I can see.
'Cause no one knows his name.
I can see another rematch in
against UW.
Celtics Warriors, man. I think Curry. I just love their bench. They got another run in them. They've been there and they know what to do. And then, the East is a grind, but Celtics I think they can do
I
it.
got to say, Bruce, I like you're turning into a Warrior and Hawks fan. I like it.
What do you got,
You're
Sano?
gonna try picking
When
Steph
I
for MVP.
come around,
Steph and Trey is 1-2 for MVP.
I'm not a Trey fan still. I always respect Steph. Trey, I can't get there yet, man. But the team is good. Can't get there yet with Trey.
just doesn't like guys that put the fucking ball in the hoop. Those guys are terrible.
Yeah.
I don't like guys that don't play defense. At least Steph has improved defensively. Trey is still
the Ben Simmons fan of the group here. Yeah, I mean, I like. I'm gonna go my team in the West, the Warriors. But I'm gonna go Milwaukee in the East. I want to pick Memphis too. I think Memphis is gonna be. They're ready for that next step, but I just think the Warriors got if not one, they got a couple more runs in them with this team before the young guys take over. But yeah, I'm gonna go Milwaukee and Golden State
With Warriors repeating.
with a repeat.
Okay, Charlie.
Is Chris Middleton going to play in the playoffs? Because he's kind of important. I mean, I don't
know.
I mean,
injuries happen.
Okay, I'm just curious.
Every playoff run in history, we're gonna bring up an injury. Every single playoff run in the
no, just that
hurt,
one, just that one.
right? Like I could bring for Sano. What happens if Chris Paul wasn't hurt a couple years ago, right? I'm not gonna complain about
They
that.
still would have won. They
Against
still
those
would have
Rockets.
lost.
Okay.
Well, I'm going.
Chris Middleton.
I'm going the Milwaukee Middletons, and I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to go with a sexy pick, and I'm going to go. Jokic is finally going to break through and make the finals,
I like it.
Okay.
but Giannis is going to take the title.
Okay.
I like it.
You
know
guys,
I'm high on Denver
I couldn't go
usually.
Clips because I know someone else is.
Yeah.
You know I'm high on Denver usually year to year.
Yeah, we get on Denver.
So
Let's ride.
So I'm actually, I got the Celtics back in the finals because Tatum's gonna have an MVP year, guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm not guaranteeing it, but yes, they're gonna be back in the finals, and you already know Clippers. This is the year they get over the hump. They're in the Western Conference finals without Kawhi 2 years ago. Praying for good health, and if that happens, they're taking home the chip.
Shout out to Norman
right.
Powell. He's going to be the catalyst. He's the best wing player they got.
A good over-under would have been over-under for games Kawhi plays.
Right.
It's I would say 55 to 60, if I was to guess.
It's crazy. Kawhi's been in the league 11 years now, 11, 12 years, and he was 2 years in college probably, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
at San
think
Diego
so.
State.
Yeah.
So he's like, 32. And
Yeah, you still kind of think of him
he
as
wasn't
like,
healthy at 25.
You still kind of think of him as younger too.
Yeah.
It's like he's 31.
Probably
31.
in that range.
See?
31. Yeah. PG's 32. Yeah. All right.
Ready?
That's a wrap. That's our NBA preview, our hot takes, our takeaways from the early stages of the season. It's always good to be back with my guys, gentlemen. Always good seeing you. And, I can't wait to do the next one. Maybe a UW
Wait,
preview.
when we went through the West, did we even have the Lakers in the play-in?
No.
Oh,
No.
I got them in the play-in for sure.
No, yeah, you did.
No,
Yeah,
I
we
did. I did. My bad. They were
Yeah,
in the
you did.
play-in.
Oh.
They were in the
They're a
play-in.
worse team than they were last year.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough. All right. Fellas, it's been real. Can't wait for the next one. Bruce Jackson, Sano, Charlie, Adam, BlackTop SmackTalk, signing off. Appreciate the love and support. Blessings.